Massive XRP whale movement, 300k wallets, now hold 10k alts tokens. Ever glanced at your crypto portfolio, blinked twice and realized a tidal wave of whales just surged past, while you were still figuring out if it was worth buying more? That's exactly what unfolded in the XRP ocean this week, and most retail investors didn't even catch the ripple. You know those market lulls, when the charts are flatter than a desert plain, Twitter or X is complaining like a broken jukebox, and your phone notifications feel as exciting as watching paint dry? That was me. Sleepy-eyed, 6 a.m., lukewarm coffee in hand, scrolling through monotony. Hidden bull signal, 300k wallets, now in the 10k club. Then, buried in the data, I saw it. A quiet little update from Glassnode. Over 300,000 wallets now hold at least 10,000 XRP. That single line, hit like discovering your neighbor, secretly owns a private jet, while you're debating almond milk versus oat milk. And just like that, I was fully alert. Because when whales accumulate silently, it's rarely meaningless. There's always something stirring beneath the surface. So the question we're exploring today: why would a massive wave of wallets load up on 10k plus XRP while prices dawdle below 230? Are these whales recklessly bold or strategically brilliant? Whale logic, accumulation, while retail hesitates. Let's rewind. Picture this. XRP claws its way out of the $1.50 shadows in late 2024 and begins flirting with $3 by January. Just when it looks like liftoff, the price kisses $3.10, then stumbles right back below $2. Retail panic ensues. Social media cries foul. Everyone blames the SEC, but what do whales do? They double down. Wallets holding 10k or more didn't just stay put, they multiplied. And let's talk scale. At $2.17 per coin, 10,000 XRP equals roughly $21,700. For everyday investors, that's serious capital. For whales, that's pocket change. But what happens when 300,000 wallets hit that threshold? This isn't one billionaire diversifying spare change. This is a coordinated surge, an army. And armies don't mobilize without strategy. The data speaks. Smart money flows where fear lives. Crypto educator Henry, who could probably turn a fast food receipt into a chart, posted a fascinating comparison. Price versus 10k plus wallets. Every time the price dips, wallet growth continues. Relentlessly. Like vines climbing a fortress. Even Henry's mom could read the chart and say, "Sweetheart, someone's loading up," while the rest are losing sleep. And she'd be right. Because here's the jaw-dropper: 900 million XRP, approximately 1.88 billion, accumulated in just 30 days. That's $60 million per day. Visualize this. Every sunrise, it's like someone's backing up 50 brand new Lamborghini Huracans into the XRP garage, locking it and walking away whistling like it's nothing. What this means for you. So sure, whales do what whales do, but context matters. This isn't mindless hoarding. This is precision positioning, strategic absorption of future supply, while fear keeps the rest paralyzed. The XRP rich list confirms it, and the message is clear. Retail sells uncertainty. Smart money buys value. And right now, value is getting scooped up faster than most people realize. XRP rich list exposed. Just 8,913 tokens puts you in the top 5%. Here's a wild reality check. If you're holding just 8,913 XRP, you're already among the top 5% of all XRP wallets. Step it up to 11,150 tokens, and you've broken into the elite top 4%. That's fewer addresses than the population of a medium-sized town, yet this concentrated group subtly steers the liquidity tide for millions of retail holders. Meanwhile, over 5 million wallets are sitting on 500 XRP or less, the economy class of the ledger, while first-class holders sip digital champagne in the premium lounge. And that's when the questions started racing through my head. Could these whales be institutional hedge funds loading up in preparation for the next bull surge? A consortium of payment processors hedging ahead of enterprise integration? Or maybe it's Uncle Bob, who mined Bitcoin in his garage and is now playing 3D chess with XRP. Honestly, the identities don't matter as much as the pattern. Whale behavior, early signal. Historically, large wallets move ahead of the curve, long before the average Twitter poll can smell momentum. Remember the sleepy days before Bitcoin's 2020 breakout? Smart money swept up sats under 10K while the crowd snoozed. This has the same feel, just a different ocean. But hold on, let's stay sharp. Before we toss on rose-colored glasses and ride the hopium train, here's the reality check. Price hasn't popped. We've seen bullish accumulation before, only to watch macro headwinds or regulatory chaos slam the brakes. You've got analysts like Ali Martinez pointing to an inverse head and shoulders setup that screams a 290 breakout. Meanwhile, ping-pong price prophet Jason projects $5 by month's end, and others whisper dreams of $10, $20, even $40 XRP. That all makes for juicy headlines. But as we know, charts don't cash promises. So what gives? Whale clustering, 3 classic reasons. Let's break this down with minimal jargon. Scout's honor, assuming I ever learn what the Scout emblem looks like. Anticipation of a catalyst. The elephant in the courtroom is still Ripple's SEC battle. A favorable ruling or a whispered settlement could light XRP up like a 4th of July finale. Whales may be front-running the very clarity the market has waited years for. Once regulatory fog lifts, payment corridors, tokenized assets, and central bank partnerships could unleash a tsunami of demand. Strategic long-term positioning. Cross-border payments are still a mess, costly and painfully slow. RippleNet's on-demand liquidity product compresses settlement from days to seconds. If major banks adopt en masse, they'll need XRP and lots of it. Market engineering. Let's not ignore the possibility of good old-fashioned price orchestration. Sometimes clustering isn't optimism or utility, it's leverage and control. And when whales coordinate, retail usually follows or gets left behind. XRP whale accumulation. Explained: 300K wallets, 900 NIM tokens, and a brewing supply shock. Let's talk liquidity buffers. Those hefty XRP reserves tucked away to grease the wheels of future transactions. It's the blockchain equivalent of constructing highways before the traffic arrives. Whales, stashing 10 million plus XRP, may be provisioning for remittance corridors, exchanges, market makers, or banks quietly positioning for future demand. But let's not ignore possibility number 3, market manipulation. Because let's be honest, in crypto, engineered scarcity is a classic play. First, they scoop up supply, then light up the marketing machine, watch price skyrocket, and let retail investors chase the top. Still, with 300,000 wallets now holding 10K plus XRP, this feels less like a puppet show and more like widespread, coordinated conviction. This isn't just a pump squad, it's distributed belief. Where does that leave you? Most everyday holders are balancing jobs, gym routines, and the occasional meme coin, FOMO. And now they're at a crossroads. Panic sell because price action feels lifeless? Or zoom out and recognize that whales are quietly painting an optimistic masterpiece? History tells the tale. Retail usually capitulates near the bottom. Whales, they accumulate there. This is capitalism's version of hide and seek. A second coffee epiphany? Whale watching. Legal insider info. Here's the spark. If you treat whale behavior like on-chain insider intelligence, you're no longer in the dark. You don't need $21,000 to play their game. A well-timed $200 entry, placed when fear dominates, can snowball when sentiment flips. This is the turtle versus the hare, with blockchain receipts as your breadcrumb trail. And if XRP hits $2.90, $5, or even $10, that modest nibble, it turns into a Thanksgiving spread. The inflection point, 900 million XRP shifted in 30 days. Now here's the climax. I cross-referenced some sentiment metrics and nearly spilled my coffee. 900 million XRP, worth nearly 1.8 billion, was absorbed by whales in just 30 days. Price stayed flat, but accumulation spiked. That's pressure building. Like a soda can shaken to the edge, just waiting for a settlement leak, a major banking partnership, or even a Bitcoin rally to pop the lid. This isn't just speculation, it's real-time economics in action. Timing, patterns, and probability, confluence is the new compass. Technical analysts love their Fibonacci levels and Elliott waves. I do too, but patterns alone don't guarantee outcomes. They only suggest probabilities. Now, mix in real-world accumulation, and you've got confluence. The golden intersection of signals that says, hey, the road ahead is clear. Hit the gas. Will there still be risks? Absolutely, but the odds begin to tip in your favor. Flashback to 2017 versus today's fundamentals. Let's rewind. In 2017, XRP exploded from pennies to 3.84 in under a month. But that spike was driven by hype, not infrastructure. Today, Ripple is working with central banks, remittance giants, and is one court decision away from regulatory clarity. The catalysts now are stronger, more institutional, and more sustainable. Whales know this. They're not speculating, they're positioning. They're reading the macro narrative 2 chapters ahead. And here's the ironic twist. While whales are hoarding tens of thousands of XRP tokens, the majority of new wallet creations still hold less than 500 XRP. That's retail, the nosebleed seats. Meanwhile, whales just reserved the entire VIP section and are quietly sipping their drinks. The golden rule still applies. Don't forget, never bet the rent. Crypto is still the Wild West. Even the smartest chart warriors get humbled. But ignoring on-chain data is like walking into a downpour without checking the forecast. So here's my suggestion. Track the data yourself. Glassnode updates daily. Sentiment indexes drop almost as often. Wallet thresholds can be monitored with alerts. Make whale watching a habit. In the absence of a crystal ball, data is your lens. Final takeaways and your XRP playbook. Here's the whole caffeine-fueled rabbit hole condensed. 300,000 plus wallets now hold at least 10,000 XRP, and that number is growing. 900 million XRP entered whale hands in just 30 days despite flat price action. Historical trends show that major moves often follow silent accumulation periods. So before you scroll to your next meme, ask yourself, have you checked on-chain data today? Are you tracking wallets or just watching headlines? Want to game plan with other like minds? Our free crypto Discord is linked below. Whether XRP hits $2.90 next week or $5 by year-end, remember, price is always the headline after the behavior. Whales are writing the script right now. The only question is, what role will you play in the final act?